Obama-Stokes racial tension. In the aftermath of the rioting we've had in Baltimore and Ferguson and the awful, horrific, dastardly assassinations in Charleston, many people are asking why racial tensions are so high in the United States. And I thought back to the last time they were high, which was during Richard Nixon's administration. And one of the big reasons that they were so aggravated then is that Nixon adopted what he called the Southern strategy in his election as president. He basically went to the South and got the votes of whites who were now voting Republican, even as blacks were newly enfranchised and were using the vote to take over the Democratic Party. And his concept was that he could get a coalition of Southern whites and regular Republicans and Western states and put together a majority. And it was an overt Southern strategy, they called it. Nixon actually didn't have a bad civil rights record. His record on enforcement of desegregation was actually better than Johnson's. But still, his rhetoric was aimed at the Southern strategy. And that left black voters feeling disenfranchised, cut out, ignored, and spawned years and years of urban rioting with violence and deaths and massive property loss because so many people felt unrepresented by the president. Now, in a certain sense, the opposite is happening with Barack Obama, because he has come to run on identity politics, which is sort of the left equivalent of the Southern strategy. It cobbles together the votes of African Americans, Latinos, gays, Greens, Asians, labor union members, single mothers, into a coalition that votes Democratic and backs Obama. But the most fundamental part of this is identity politics. You don't vote for who's good or bad by looking out the window and seeing what the candidate is saying. You vote based on looking in the mirror and seeing if you fall into one of those identity groupings. And that has led many people to feel excluded and others to feel entitled. And the clash of those two feelings has resulted in a massive increase of racial tension in the United States. In a sense, our president, just like under Nixon, is not trying to unite us. He's trying to divide us and score political points off that division. And in fact, he's changed the Democratic Party from a party that emphasizes inclusion to a party that represents exclusion of anyone that doesn't fall into one of those ethnic and demographic buckets. It's a terrible strategy. It's a cynical one, an effective one, but one that is spawning terrible race relations in the United States. Thanks for watching.